Good evening, sir.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm Dima and Craft, and you?
Okay, I am a Prophet Dr. Uzo, also known as Obahigwe, who believes in culture.
You believe in culture?
Yeah.
Where are you from, sir?
I am from Ukwuani, from Igwete Kingdom.
Ukwuani?
Yeah. And my mother is from Isoko land.
Ukwuani, is this in Delta State?
In Delta State, here, yes, partly Igbo.
Partly Igbo?
Igbo, yeah.
What do you have to tell us about your dressing in Igbo attire?
Yes, I must respect my tradition and make it clear to the people because we have an identity crisis, and because of that, a lot of people are no longer going back to their origin. So I had to portray it, make it clear. Yeah.
Briefly, can you tell us the little you know about the Wale speaking Igbo from Delta State?
Yes, actually, the Indokwa people, we are from the Igbo origin. And we have from the oral tradition or oral history, we believe that we are the Eri, Umueri. And as a story passed down from our ancestors, from their patriarch, down to the generation we are, that is just for now. I think you need more?
Yeah, true more. Like where did you migrated from?
Yes, from my place, I'm from Igwete, Amai. In Delta State here, we are from partly Umwa here. We have a place called Igwete in Umwa here, a community in Umwa here. And based on the political creation of regions, we were carved out from the Igbos and we found ourselves in Delta State here.
Do you people speak Igbo language?
Yes, actually, from the original language, based on mixed multitude, majority of our people from different ethnic groups who come together to dwell in one place, they were most of our tonations or accents were corrupted based on the mixed multitude. Let me use that word. That is why we have similarities of culture, and we do the same thing, same way the Igbo does theirs.
Same culture with the Igbo?
Yes, I can give you an example. We have the Egwu Festival, and then we have the Egwiriji Festival in Ukwuani, and then we also observe some of these traditions of festivals that the hinterland does, the way they do theirs, the same way the Ukwuani people practice same thing. The same Ndiche, just as we call it in the hinterland, that is what they do.
In Kwale, you say
from Ukwuani.
Ukwuani,
yes.
Sorry, you said you're from Ukwuani.
From Ukwuani, yes.
Ukwuani is made up of how many communities and how many languages?
We have one language in Ukwuani, but it's dialectical. You know, when you have a language, we have dialects. So that is how it is in Ukwuani. And we have many communities. We have Asian communities in Ukwuani. We have the Abede. We have the Akrai. I think we have Amai and some other, communities. Where I wrote a book on Akrai Kingdom, the Asian kingdom founded before Abo. You hear about today in Ndokwa East, and so that is how it is. We have so many communities. It's more that to be more than 100 communities, both other smaller villages and all that.
Ukwuani, is it a full local government or? Okay,
Ukwuani, we have 3 local governments. We have the Ukwuani local government, that's where I came from in Amai, and then we have Ndokwa West, and we have the Ndokwa East.
Like coming to Ukwuani now, my name is Chidema.
Yeah.
Chimdema.
Yeah.
Do you people bear Chimdema, Chioma, Chijoke, Chinedu, Chidogo?
There is no difference. We have Chinedu, Chibweze, Chinedum, we have Chinasa, Chidebere, Ebere, we have Nkechi, we have Okafo, we have Okorie, most especially we have Okorie, we have many of them, and this same thing, there's no different. The only thing is the dialect that is changing the whole thing.
Only the dialect is the different.
It's the only different, if not the same way we pronounce Miri, Aja, Ana, or Ane in Ukwuani. Then we have Enu, we have Ugo, which is the Igbo. We have the way we pronounce them, Ite, Oko, and so many of the Ugbo, Mma, or Opia.
There's no different from your pronunciation with my own pronunciation. You know, you made mention of names similar to mine, Chinedu, Chidema.
Yeah.
Food and everything is similar to.
Yeah, Nni. Yes, or Ndi.
Yeah, we will say Nri.
We call Ndi, we call Ofe, we call it Iji. We have Une, that is plantain. We have Utala.
Utara.
Taliji, Utala Apu, or Utala Madaka.
Like for instance, now you want to tell me to start going. I am coming in your Ukwuani language. Can you?
J, Bia.
J, Bia.
Neje, Mbiaka.
Okay, Neje, Mbiaka.
Mbiaka. Or Nabia, na Igbo, the other tone. And the other.
If an Igbo, if like someone from Anambra or Imo is discussing with an semi-Imo person, you from Ukwuani, can you hear everything?
Linguistically, I understand to an extent, because when you are multilingual or bilingual, you'll be able to understand how to translate a language.
You're talking about the Ukwuani history. What do you have to tell, like more? What do you have to tell me about the Ukwuani?
Actually, migration has really caused so many damages because when you have 10 heroes, the other one will be claiming autonomous, the other one is autonomous. So at the end of the day, based on the way people monger for power and taking dominance or trying to be in charge, the ignorance may make some of them to digress or shift from where they originated from, and either pride or can call ego. Because we have 10 kings. Some want to be more viable, want to say that, okay, I'm not from here, I'm from this place. They want to claim, see that seniority, I don't know, but I've observed such things.
Well, if I'm to ask you one question now, are you telling me that Ukwuani is migrated from Igbo?
Very clear, because I made mention of identity crisis. When colonizer, the problem we have mostly is the colonizer, which are the imperialists. The imperialists brought a lot of division and divide and rule system to our country. And that is why we are fighting ourselves, and we are no longer trying to know where we originated from. That is the major problem, and that's why we see that this colonizer divided us, and we no longer know ourselves or understand what we do. So it's now bringing criticism, or I call it criticism. They criticize what the other historian is talking about. For example, you are a historian, I'm a historian, and because of the division among us, the confusion is not coming into our midst. So they no longer believe in the originality of the people, or where they migrated from, or where they came from.
From the history you know, either from your forefathers or from your relation, where did Ukwuani migrate from?
Ukwuani is from Igbo. If you go to the oral history, because most especially the scientific way of criticizing some of these African analogies, African metics, they don't believe in might or the might of the elders. Especially, they believe in written words. And when oral history is passed, is being told or explained, they don't believe it more because of, they will say this is not scientifically proven. And we are really facing it so hard because one, modernization is bringing confusion, and colonization is the issue I am still talking about.
You introduce yourself as a pastor.
Yes, by the grace of God.
And you love culture.
I believe in culture. Before Christianity came, we have a culture our people believes in ancestral deities. They serve ancestors. They believe that is their gods. And originally, from the history told to us, we are the Jews of Africa. And then in the Jews culture, the Idueri practice the same thing as much. Let me give you an example. The Idueri have a culture of the sacrifice of atonement. They believe in the Star of David, which is still in the Idueri kingdom. And same thing, the Abrahamic culture is still invoked, a date. So they serve ancestral days in Diche, and they had the mall, all of those things. So we have a culture before a borrowed culture, because I say Christianity was preached to us, and majority of our people accepted it, and it became part of our religion. But originally, if you go to the Hebrew or the Jews, you will see that the Hebrew, most of them don't believe in Christianity because they believe in the Abrahamic, way of life. And that Abrahamic culture is what the Igbo practice today, that they call our tradition. And the sacrifice of atonement we talk about, the Jews normally use a blood of animal for atonement to do cleansing. Same thing we do, rituals. In Igbo and down to the Ukwuani, we do the same thing. They use ewu, goats, and either fowl or bird or pigeon, depending on what they want to appease or the god they want to appease.
As a man of God, did you preach your members to remember their ancestors?
Actually, there is a way I do it. Systematically, if you go to the Jewish culture, I talk about it. But based on the fact that they brought them together, there are some things I have to extract some of this, like sacrifice of atonement. We don't do it. We believe on what Jesus taught us. So, but we still give that Caesar to Caesar based on when it comes to traditions. The elders who are still observing that one, which are the Jews worshippers, they are in our land. The Jews worshippers, but the name they call it Omenana, the traditions. So we allow them to perform their rituals. So it is done that way. So I don't preach heresies. I believe in what Jesus taught us, and also believe in the Abrahamic culture as well. But I don't disturb whoever that wants to go the other way can do, because we have freedom of worship. So that's how it is.
You made mention of where Ukwuani people migrated from.
Yeah.
Is there any trace of history tracing down to where they migrated from?
Actually, if you ask do I call it, an elder who believes in culture in Ukwuani, they will mention a place called Anyebundi Du. They mention Idu first thing. And when you mention Idu, it's talking about the Idueri from the Anambra, from Aguleri.
You made mention of Abia State, somewhere in Abia State.
Yes. Migration can go this way, go the other way, either by trade or by crisis. So in Umuahia, if you check the history of Igbo, you discover that the Aguleri, the Engugu, the rest of them, they call them. I will still mention some other names. They all fled out or went to the various areas for farming and the rest. So, and when some people settle, a community can, maybe if you have a community settling in a particular place, you can, from there again, their children will also sojourn to other areas for settlement.
Where did Ukwuani settle when they migrated from? Where they migrated from? Where did they settle first?
Actually, across the river, they sail to the other side, to this side, which is the southern part of the delta here, and then many of them settled in their various areas. Like we have the Amai from part of some of the family of Amai are from Igala, and some are from the Abian state. from Igwete coming together. And we have many of them, many communities who also came from the other side. When you ask those people, those founders, those children, the children of those who founded those communities, they will also tell you where they came from. And originally, they will always mention Idu if the person is knowledgeable enough.
When he settled, how many children did they have then?
Actually, in those days, the elders believe in having many children, and one can have up to 20, 30, 40, depending on the wives that can produce enough for them. And when people begin to migrate like that, a lot of them may not be knowing fully or knowing some of these facts and where they came from. So,
The wife of the Ukwuani, do you know where she came from?
actually, I can't really go details on that, but I do know that when a man is going for a journey, it's either he goes out with the wife or goes out with the wives that he may likely have to produce children. Because or some of them will go hunting alone. They will meet other villagers if you can have a woman there. So can't really know the trace, because what really brought all of these things that people don't have idea or knowing the particular wife or this is because orally they will tell you from what my father told me, this and that, and all of these were not documented. So it's not bringing doubts, and people are not seeing facts because you can't prove them. But if you can follow the oral tradition, you'll be able to understand where and how all these things came to be.
When Ukwuani people, like for instance, when you're having a festival or a traditional garden or cultural setting, and Ukwuani people are gathered, how do you know that this community here is the son of Ukwuani and the first son or second son? How do you identify?
Yes, traditionally, when you want to know somebody who is from Igbo or an Ukwuani person, you know them through their tradition, how they do their things. Like we receive visitors and they do entertainment with kola nut, orgy, and then probably if they have anything to do like throwing libations or doing consultation or trying to make rituals, they consult their deities or their ancestors and all that. So you know them through what they do.
If kola nut is presented, which of the community is the first to go for the kola?
Actually, I will not be able to give that details. If you go to some of these communities like a Bede Kingdom or Utagbono, you will understand how they do their things, because I don't follow them like that. But I sit with them, but not always. And then I don't serve what they serve, but I believe in learning. I've learned a lot from my elders. So if you go to Kwale or to Utagbono or to a Bede kingdom, they will tell you, or Usisa, they will tell you all the traditional chiefs. They will tell you what they normally do, because I may tell you a different thing now and it will go the other way. So let us not be confused about that.
You said Ukwuani has one language, one particular language, generally.
General. Yet the language is the same. Igbo language was corrupted because, one, I talked about multitude. When you have having different ethnical nationalities, they corrupt a particular language.
This argument that Ukwuani people are not from Igbo, that did not migrate from Igbo, but looking at the language here, you see that I can hear you very well, you can hear me very well, and that's the one language that unites, that makes up Ukwuani, that all the Ukwuani speaks.
All these things, if you notice all these people that criticizes where they came from or trying to counter the fact, you see then these people are politically motivated or they are paid to talk rubbish. If you add these same people bears Igbo name, I want to tell you something. When a people is divided, they fight themselves. So when they are talking about Ukwuani is not from Igbo, these people must be very, let me not use the wrong language, these people are sycophants and they don't understand what history is all about. They don't know history. They are just, if you check them, they are critics. And a critic is like it can create violence. Because when you disagree with me and I say no, can lead to violence. And all these people that talk, they are not from Igbo. They don't know history and they don't follow the elders. They don't listen to elders. They have not learned culture. They don't understand culture.
Ukwuani people, do they have a particular attire that shows that they are Ukwuani people, or they dress in the same Igbo attire, two wrapper, like women with two wrapper, the men with ishago,
Okay.
dressing?
Yes, Igbo konebe. We call it Igbo konebe. That is two wrappers. They use it, hair tie, and uses a bead, like the one you see in my hands. They use it on their necks to decorate themselves, to showcase their beauty when they are doing any of their festival or having any traditional marriage. They use the same thing. The same way of Egondu, they do it. The same way of festival, Egwiriji is observed in Ukwuani, Egwonwa is observed, and just that sometimes in different communities have their different deities that they serve, so there is a way they do their things. So that is how it is.
If we see an Ukwuani woman dressing in a traditional way, cultural way, and he sees an Igbo woman dress, is there any difference? Is there going to be any difference between the both of them, or you say that these two women that are all Igbo? So
To be very frank with you, they dress the same way. The same way. If you come to the Isoko side, you see some of them trying to mix either Ijo attires, trying to mix, the dress way, the cloth to the ankles, and then another one below the knee, and that is how they dress. They put on, they look beautiful. The same thing. There is no doubt about it. Ukwuani people, where if you check them, we are from the Kwa language that we speak today. The Ukwuani, we speak the Kwa language, which is from the river Benue, Congo, the Congolese, let me use that word, that they speak the same thing. So when you say Ukwuani, they're talking about the Kwa people. And when you go to Igbo, we are the Kwa people. They are trying to address them based on the language, the Kwa people, the Ndigbo, the ancient people.
because there's no difference between, like, you can hear me speaking Igbo and I can hear you Bia, J, G, G.
Now. Yes, now. Oh, Fife. Yes, now.